what one of my favorite estate planning attorneys always says is that, Rosie, she says that, probate is like filing a civil lawsuit against your family, and Paul, please I'm not Paul. I'm so have Paul in my brain right now. Bill, please tell them why probate is bad. Not for business, but why is it bad?
Well, yours is that's like a lawsuit against yourself. What I tell people is that if you pass without a trust or without an estate plan, you have to worry. The state has a plan for you. It looks like the DMV. It's just not as fun as going to the DMV.
Yeah, probate is expensive. And so what we did was we educate the realtors on how to be, step up and be more of a trusted real estate advisor. So when you help your buyer purchase a home, we say, get into a trust. And especially the cool thing about not just saying that is that you can create relationships with estate planning attorneys. You refer them to 3, but what we also say is get yourself written into the trust, right? Because think about it, you work with this buyer for 3, 6 months or, for a long time. And you help them purchase that property, right? And so what we tell them is that who's the best person to sell this property if, God forbid, something happens to either one of you? Who's going to sell it at the highest, best, price? We know this property because we were here when you bought it. We know all the inspections and everything else.
Right.
So then we also tell them how bad probate is, right? And so when we educate them about that, we get ourselves written into the trust. And by the way, they don't have to die to end up selling that property, right? It can be downsizing, upsizing, or someone does die. But the cool thing about it is now you're creating yourself future accounts receivable. Okay, yeah, I'm an accountant, so I'm using that term, right? But think about it. We know there's a high percentage of sellers who do not use the original realtor that sold them that property. They're using the one that's constantly farming that area. So by getting yourself written into that trust, you have a higher chance of being the one who sells that property later on when it's time to sell.
And I know you go into the right way to do that in your program. I know I did it. I got written in one time the wrong way, which was they agreed to interview me because the decedent thought I was great. And it was really sad because the house was an architectural product from a famous architect who went to our alma mater, USC. And I happened to find a book about that architect that mentioned the house. Didn't have a picture of it, but it mentioned that house in the list. And I brought the book, and my presentation was I was going to go to the USC Architecture School and have a contest and have the winner give a presentation at a broker's open house at the property, which I knew the lady who passed, that was important to her. But to the kids, they didn't really care, and they were enamored with some agent who promised them some price he couldn't deliver, and it was a mess. So sometimes it's not just getting the business; it's also helping the decedent get what they want. They want their legacy. They want things handled a certain way, and so your program goes into that. Let's